Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network. Animal Crossing New Horizons has truly taken the world by storm. Many people citing that this is the game we need right now with everything going on in the world. This Sims-like game where you can do things your own way is something special. You can work hard to upgrade your house or slowly attempt to make your island into something unique, or perhaps like an island off the coast of Costa Rica, or even take my wife's route of happy in a tent and create a nice little beachfront camping experience. No two islands are really the same, which is what makes the New Horizon experience so special. We all wondered how they would top being the mayor of the town in New Leaf. Well, you're a freaking earth and waterbender basically. But even with all the praise, this island paradise doesn't come without its flaws. Some are little and don't amount to much, others are quite glaring at times. And since Nintendo has already been active with updating the bunny event and the egg spawns, I feel Nintendo could continue to do so with more quality of life updates to New Horizons. Because Nintendo is hoping for this game to be played for a long time, a legacy game if you will. So there is nothing wrong with looking at the game and seeing how things could improve a little bit. Here are some quality of life changes Animal Crossing New Horizons needs in no particular order. First up is something that doesn't even need a real update, just better planning. Let's not have so many events overlap. The game has only been out for a month or so, and all within a week we had the cherry blossoms, the fishing tournament, and the bunny day stuff. Okay, I get you can't move around bunny day as it coincides with Easter, but the cherry blossoms could have started earlier, or the fishing tournament could have been pushed back a week. The bunny day and cherry blossom stuff was so badly overlapped, many people didn't even realize that cherry blossoms were even an event of sorts. Yeah, event might not be the best term for it, but you know what I mean. I get you want to give players something to do, and in this time in particular, with many people staying home due to the virus, I get their mindset, but it was not equal in terms of what we were getting. The eggs. Oh god, the eggs. Yes, it got better, but the image of Bunny Day and Zipper T Bunny has forever been tarnished. Space out things a little bit so it always feels like there's something going on, not just all at once. Now for an actual update, tools need some sort of durability meter really. There's nothing worse than you are ready to catch a ton of fish or dig up a bunch of clams for bait, and 2 or 3 in your tool breaks, which ruins the rhythm honestly. This might seem nitpicky, but it's really annoying. Especially with events like the fishing tournament that is now a timed event to catch as many as possible in a 3-minute span and then oh look, my pole broke. Yes, it gives the realism of how tools work, but I'm not really looking for 100% realism when living on an island with a bunch of animals, some apex type predators, and being able to build a dresser from eggs I found in the sky. If not a durability meter, maybe some signs to show that items are starting to get to the last leg. A crack in the shovel, the wood on your fishing pole starting to break apart a bit. Something subtle but noticeable. It could be a fine detail that could make the experience a whole lot better. But to go off this one, another quality of life update I think we need is to be able to repair tools. So you can repair a bug net as you can see the net itself starting to fray. But of course it takes less material to repair. Heck, even give the tools a max amount of times they can be repaired. That seems fair. This would strike a nice balance where you can't use the same one forever, but gives people the chance to save on materials. Not that it's not abundant, but I do share my island with 2 others, so sometimes when we all have a chance to play in the same day, iron ore could get limited, especially after I've spent some time crafting things. Plus, with the ability to customize some tools like the shovel, I can see people doing that more because they can keep it longer. It is all about giving players the options to make it their own experience. And New Horizons is already pretty amazing at that, let's be honest. Look at some of the islands out there. It's truly incredible what people are doing, and continuing to give options are a sure way to keep the game alive for years to come. Next up, let's talk about the golden tools. They break.
This is the worst!
Before I continue, I see what they were going for with the realism that I mentioned before. But again, I'm on an island of animals and buy items from 2 tiny tanukis. I'm not looking for realism. In the past, golden items were trophies to showcase how far you've come as a player, and now they just break. I get it, push the crafting system Nintendo, but come on, they're the golden tools. And perhaps I'm unlucky, but I have not gotten a lot of golden nuggets, so the thought of investing them into something that will break, when there are quite a few recipes that require them, well, it honestly makes me wary to do so. I guess I can make one of each and display them, but to use them seems nearly wasteful. I know they only require 1 golden nugget to craft, but with how much you can use your tools, I can only imagine how quickly they'll go. Especially once you can start earth and water bending and you can change your island up. So unless there are diamond or platinum tools in the future, which would be kind of stupid, I think making the golden tools unbreakable, but making their cost of building more would be fine. Or with the durability mechanic I mentioned before and the ability to repair, and perhaps the golden tools have unlimited repairs maybe. There are ways to get around this. Next, let's talk a little bit more about crafting. I really do enjoy the idea of crafting, and shockingly enough, I'm not sick of it yet. It's a great concept for the world of Animal Crossing and works great for this game. But there are ways to streamline the bloody process. First off, the fact that we're maxed out at carrying 30 of a craftable item together like wood, iron ore, and such is just crazy. And it's not like 30 is the standard, a lot of items are different. You can only have 10 baits bunched together. Turnips are bunched as 10 in one item and then they can be stacked into 10 themselves. If they don't change that, what about if you have a workbench in your house, you can access any material you have in storage instead of having to open storage, grab what you need, go to the workbench, put back the extra leftover materials you have in your pockets so you're not bogged down. I get not allowing this for the DIY bench in resident services, or even a bench outside, but inside your house, come on! And let's address the biggest issue with crafting itself. You can only craft one item at a time. This is especially painful when you're trying to create bait. So you spend the time roaming the beaches till you fill your pockets with clams. Then you mosey over back to your stump or workbench and you must craft one at a time. Yes, you can spam the A button to make it go a little bit faster, but it's still a chore. I'm not sure what deity we have angered to cause such torture, but for the love of all that is good in the world, Nintendo, please fix this. I can't for the life of me understand why this is the way it is. This is padding the experience for no other reason than to pad the experience. I'm not asking to craft 5 different objects at once, but I want to craft 15 clams I have into bait all at once. This is the one I see people request mostly online. It was really bad at the end of March when people were trying to get rare fish like sturgeon or stringfish before they went out for the season. This next one might be a little bit nitpicky and really isn't that big a deal, but it is still something simple to tweak and I think would make a lot of players happy. When you go to the airport to use a Nook Miles ticket, it shows up as the second option below flying to a friend's island. The game obviously sees you have the Nook Miles ticket because if you don't have one in your pocket, it won't come up as an option. So why not put it at the top of the menu, as there's a 90% chance if you have it, you're gonna use it. Yes, you might be gifting one to someone by traveling to their island, but this is few and far between. And honestly, you could just mail it at that point. Alright, my last one is something that makes me truly wonder why it's not in the game already. But I sort of see on paper where the dev team is coming from. We should be able to move around resident service building. You can move your house, you can choose where island residents live, you can move the shops, the campsite, become the avatar and unite the 4 nations, but you cannot move the resident service building. It is stuck where it is from the start of the game. With a game you can customize so much, I just wish I could move this. I want to make an island into something unique, but the bloody building is always there. I can understand giving some limitation to its location, maybe it can't be elevated or something, but for such a thing to be locked in an open game like this is a bit of a shame. Look, all these things are not game breaking. Animal Crossing New Horizons is an amazing experience, and these suggestions to improve the quality of life in the game is just because I want it to be the best Animal Crossing it can be. Tweaks like these can help improve the game further, making this a game that could last a long time on the Switch. They kept adding a new leaf years afterwards, and with each new game they kept adding more and more accessibility and customization, and New Horizons can easily be the game that we could play for years to come. Thank you for joining me here at the Nintendo Network. What changes would you like to see come to Animal Crossing New Horizons? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Discord, and consider helping out on Patreon. As always, this is the Nintendo Network, signing off.